Hello and welcome to Weekending. Last week, we spoke to designers Tarun Dehliani and Sandeep Khosla, who told us about the plight of the Indian Karigar during the pandemic. We have a solution this week. It's called Baradari. And to tell us more, I speak to Bollywood superstar Kareena Kapoor Khan. Kareena, thank you for...
Hi.
Tell us all about Baradari.
Well, it's of course, it's an absolute honor to be a part of such a grand charity event. I think something that requires, to be spoken about, and especially in the times that we're in, I think the lockdown, I think, has taught us one thing and has shown us one thing very clearly, that, we live in a very unequal kind of society. I think everybody's livelihood and, so many things were questioned, so many things were taken away from. It's just been such testing times, I think, for everybody. And in times like this, I think you question your choices in everything that you kind of do, So when Namrata called me and, mentioned to me about the project and what she's planning to do, I just felt that this is just such a perfect time. And, somebody who's also, always loved fashion and Indian fashion also a lot, which, some people must be wondering, but I've always been since a child, which we'll get into talking later a little bit, that I've always loved, our Indian fashion, Indian textiles, Indian embroideries. I've grown up in a family where I think from my dadi to my mother to everybody, her sisters, even my granny, her saris, I've been wearing those saris and dancing in front of the mirror, So when we spoke about this project, I just felt that, it's time that, we do our bit also in helping the people who really need to be out there, who need to be spoken about, who need to be in the forefront. And I think Baradari is about giving everyone a fair chance. Those people, the karigars who actually never ever got any credit, of course, our designers and all, of course, they're wonderful. They are the ones, of course, it's their craft and, their craftsmanship. But I feel the karigars need to be looked at as entrepreneurs. And if we have a voice of like Namrata as well at the same time, and when, I think both of us coming together in this project, I think we've raised enough and more already. There's so much buzz. Everybody's quite excited about it, as I see in the digital space also. And we've got so many wonderful designers on board. So I think it's going to be quite amazing. I hope so.
So what does Baradari aim to do? Essentially, you have designers who have donated clothes and they will post on Ensemble's website from the 8th to the 15th of August.
Yeah.
And then you will give
the outfit.
You will give the funds
to all embroiders, the karigars, people who need it, whose livelihood, of course, there have been, millions and of people, but if we can help those people who really need it, because, it's like you say, na, rozi roti ka sawal hai. When they work for hours, their hands are moving for hours, that little intricate craftsmanship that, where they actually, it's them, it's because of them that even we wear these outfits, even a simple yoke on an outfit, that takes hours and nobody kind of gives them credit. And right now, I think they've been snatched away from even their, day-to-day meals, their day-to-day livelihood. So I think it's I think it's just a perfect time that their voice, their talent, as well as their livelihood be recognized, in this. I think this pandemic has only helped and pushed us to kind of, do this together.
You spoke about how the karigar should become a businessman and an entrepreneur in his own right. There should be a level
Absolutely.
For the karigar and the designer. How do you think that's possible?
I think of course, the designers are always, they're used to taking center stage, and, we never really give them enough credit, our embroiderers, our karigars. I think people that have been working together since, I don't know how our textile industry and the Indian craftsmanship goes back, I think, millions and thousands of years, ago. So I think it's time that, they get that credit of, taking center stage. And I think globally there is a conversation about, sustainable fashion. So much is now, the conversations are changing in the fashion industry. So I think that, just by giving like designers, like whether it's Abujani, Sandeep Khosla, whether it's Sabyasachi, they're giving their karigars, so much credit also at the same time on a stage. It helps so much, recognize that, because you have such big names, attached to, most of them who make these wedding outfits, such gorgeous lehengas. I mean, it's just, we wear them because of that. The first thing we ask, na, ki kaam kaisa hai usko?
So tell us about your wedding outfit and the different workmanship on it.
My wedding outfit, I actually wore my Saif's grandmother's wedding outfit. She, which was, Saifu's mom's mother-in-law. She, the Begum of Bhopal's outfit. So it was like a Bhopali. It was so intricate, the work. There was 18 karat gold work on it. And the best part is that because of, obviously it had come down like an heirloom for generations together. And, my mom-in-law also was so paranoid that, how would we be able to restore it? Will we be able to wear it, fit it? Also, they're used to making those gararas like really big, how would I be able to walk in that? How would we be able to manage in that? So obviously Manish being a dear friend and, me having a lot of trust in his, workmanship and his karigars, he actually did a spectacular job, and he did it in like 21 days. And they worked day in and day out to actually, put the pieces like together, obviously because it, it hadn't been worn for, I think, over, 50 odd years. So, and now it's in my responsibility. So I'm like constantly like taking it out, airing it, checking the work. I do that, once or twice a year. It's so important to do that. It's like I think it's more important to me than, any other piece.
So tell us a bit about your love for textiles. Which is your favorite textiles and where does the love come from? You mentioned your grandmother, your mother. Take us through your journey of your love.
Well, I think it's always been because it's always seen my dadi in, those, her saris, in her crisp silk saris. I mean, seen it like since I was obviously a little, a toddler myself. And then my granny also. I think this entire family has always been very for silk saris. We've always had that. We've always had that passion for the Indian textile. My mom's collection also is spectacular. When I was getting married, when she asked me also, I was like, I just want 10 of your saris. That's for sure. And then now my mom-in-law also, who has these amazing, I mean, like a collection of like, I can imagine from Bhopalis to Gararas to Shararas to, she has it, I mean, and she keeps them so well. So I would love to have all of those and wear it because I feel like, I personally feel also the most comfortable in Indian clothes, apart from, of course, wearing, what you wear normally on your everyday kind of basis. But I think when I like to go out for a formal function, I honestly can't bear the couture dresses when we walk the red carpet. It's trust me, I just love the fact that I want to actually be in like a gorgeous sari and, feel proud, that it's like a national dress and just wear it. So most of the time I want to wear my sari whenever I go out,
Like you're a lover of Indian clothes, so is Saif. We've seen him in his shawls, in his bangala, and his bandi, and they're all in Indian textiles. So, which is his favorite textile or his favorite embroidery?
I think Saif is very for his, like you all have noticed, his Indian clothes. I mean, he is that kind of a guy that even if he's like, attending the most formal dinner in England, he'll always say that, no, I want to wear my bandgala. It's, like a national dress. He's like very proud and he carries it like, so, of course, he's got that grace and poise and it's just like a thing that he has. But I think that he started that trend. Suddenly then everyone was in bandgalas and, these kind of sherwanis. So his collection is also amazing. The cut has to be right. And he kind of, likes to get into the craftsmanship and workmanship of it. कि इसमें कौन सा धागा लगेगा, कैसे होगा यहाँ का button. So he'll, sit with the tailor himself, discuss it, whether it's Raghu's or whatever. Of course, now he trusts and loves Raghu so much. But that's because, the kind of workmanship and the way they put in those hours, it's just unbelievable. So to make that perfect piece, I think that's only in India. Yeah. We have that passion for our job, for our work, like us actors also, we don't think कि हम लोग 20 घंटा खाना नहीं खाए हैं, but हम set पे खड़े, we want to work. This is like our livelihood. This is our passion. So I think in a similar way, karigars, embroiderers, there's no timing. They work full night in those, little lights में काम करते जैसे हम देखते हैं. That actually happens, And so I think that this is a perfect way for like people, like even an actor like Saif, to be wearing those clothes, representing it for your own country. I think that it's quite a proud moment, yeah.
You are watching Weekending. We're in conversation with Bollywood superstar Kareena Kapoor Khan. More on the other side. So, talking about me time in China, post the lockdown, there have been a lot of divorce cases. What advice do you have for all the married couples out there who maybe never see so much of each other? What advice do you have? How do you keep it going through this?
I don't know. I just keep seeing all these jokes that, yeah, oh God, someone wants to do this, someone wants to do that. I'm like, what is it? You married somebody.
Kareena, tell me now. Let's go back to Baradari, the sale which is going to happen. What are you and your family and your girlfriends going to pick up from the sale, or are you just going to gift them lots of stuff from it?
I think so. I think the girlies, I think all of my entire girl gang would definitely. I think it would be like definitely all of us love saris. We all are so. We love dressing up. That's why we're like, when festivals are on and it's close, whether it's Ganesh Chaturthi, whether it's Diwali, I think all of us girlies have this thing that, now we're really going to dress up and choose that perfect Indian outfit, to wear. So like a nice Chanderi silk sari or something like that, I would love to pick that up.
All right. And your girlfriends, what would you advise Malaika and your sister and Amrita Arora to pick up?
I think they'll be also excited because, like I said, all four of us are very, very into our traditional wear also. Of course, that dressing up and dolling up and all is great, but that there's nothing like, a traditional outfit. Even Karishma, for that matter, is very excited about Baradari because for her, she's so even more like, particular. She'll like fold each sari. She'll check के दुपट्टे पे क्या काम है, दुपट्टा अलग रखेगी मलमल के कपड़े में, you fold it and keep it like how you have these old wives' tales, keep it properly. So she's even more. So she's quite excited to, be like, of course, go on it and be part of it.
All right. Now let's move on to the pandemic. We've all been stuck at home. I think you're in Bombay and it's so hard.
Yeah.
Out. So how are you coping with life? Has anything changed? Have you been busy cooking?
I think everyone, that's what I'm saying. No? Everyone's going to exit this pandemic looking like, I don't know what, because all we're doing is just like eating. It's been like 5 months of experimenting, cooking. We did a bit of all that. We did a bit of everything. And I think apart from everything, I think all that is all fun and games in the sense, in the first few days you're excited, but I think the most important part is that I see a lot of solidarity where everybody's been together. We've actually followed each and every part of all the guidelines. We've stayed at home because we really obviously are on the warpath and we want this to end because everyone needs to get back to work. Everyone wants to go back to their livelihood. Everyone wants to go back to doing what they love doing, So I think in support of that, I think we've done extremely well, I feel, as a country. We've really tried to follow as much as possible. And let's see, of course, it's not over. The war is not over. We're still locked up as much as possible, work from home types. So yeah, we're getting used to the new normal. I don't think we would have ever got so much time with each other. And I don't think, we would have got so much screen time.
So talking about me time in China, post the lockdown, there have been a lot of divorce cases. What advice do you have for all the married couples out there who maybe never see so much of each other? What advice do you have? How do you keep it going through this?
I don't know. I just keep seeing all these jokes that, yeah, oh God, someone wants to do this, someone wants to do that. I'm like, what is it? You married somebody. A marriage is something that you believe in. You say in sickness and health. isn't it? When you say take your vows, you want to spend your life with that particular man. So, of course, time and time out and, whatever, girl time and, doing your thing and traveling is important. But I don't understand that if, I mean, of course, if you love each other, you want to spend time together, and one should learn to respect that time that you get together also. I look at it like that, I want to look at it in a positive approach and not kind of say that and not be negative about it, I don't want to be like that.
Right. And give us parenting tips. How are you managing with young Taimur at home? What parenting tips have you received from your mother, your sister, Saif? What have you decided to do?
I don't know. I think it's just that we're just so lucky. I pray and thank God. I'm very, very grateful to have so much time with my son, and it's such a vulnerable age of where this foundation of being with him at all times, where he's got both his parents with him, every day in and day out. I am very, very grateful for this. Of course, it shouldn't have happened in such circumstances. It took a pandemic for everyone to realize the value of, parents, children, time, everything, life in general. But I'm just grateful every day that, we're getting to see him grow right in front of us. And whether it's reading together or, of course, he's learning now online classes. He's only like, little over 3.5 months, but he's managing pretty well. He's getting used to that. And what I've learned about Taimur, I think, in all this time is that he's actually quite a chilled out, fuss-free kid, because he hasn't complained about a thing. He hasn't actually had a single tantrum. So I think we're just really blessed. I think he's just happy to have Amma and Abba with him at all times. That's what it is.
Right. And are you missing not hanging out with your friends, or do you have ample, cocktails over Zoom, or are you missing the human touch in life?
No, of course I'm missing my girlfriends. I'm missing my time with them. I'm missing the freedom of them, walking in and sauntering in and us having meals together or a drink together or something like that. But yeah, we're all very close. We talk, we connect. I didn't see my mother for almost 3.5 months, and my sister for 3.5, 4 months. In fact, just recently, after 4 months, I met my mother. And even my sister. So it is a difficult time, but I think everybody understands.
But they
were all in, but we didn't meet. Like, my mom hadn't stepped out of the house, and we weren't meeting anyone. I'm actually going to see my father on Rakhi after 5 months. Wow. So everyone's really we've done our best, and now I don't know. I think everyone's saying slowly work is picking up, and I don't know how safe it is, but of course, we have to take each day as it comes.
All right. Now, before we let you go, we have to ask you a quick rapid fire. Favorite holiday partner?
Favorite holiday partner? I think it would be my husband, thankfully.
Where would you go?
Not China.
Where would you go once it's all over?
Where would we go? Honestly, I feel like the entire world is virtual traveling right now, because no one's gone anywhere for so long. Everyone's got these long lists of I want to go here and I want to go there. But I don't know. We actually haven't planned anything. I'm just okay, wherever. Just want a little bit of sunshine, probably.
Okay. Favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? Strangely, the truth is that I'm not a very a meetha person. I'm not the first thing I do is not go to the dessert thing. I'm more like burgers, pizzas, fries. So I don't have a favorite dessert as such.
Favorite food? We saw you eating the burger that Rhea Kapoor had sent.
Oh my God, I know. Rhea's just like such an amazing chef. But I think favorite food, hands down a pizza.
Okay. A favorite book?
Favorite book? So I'm into a lot of murder mysteries and crime thrillers. Nothing like super hectic and that kind, but a lovely read like Agatha Christie, Jo Nesbo, very light kind of reading. I like that.
Okay. Favorite corner in the house currently?
My bed.
Okay. Saif in Omkara, Saif in Dil Chahta Hai.
Well, I think it's a tough one because he was brilliant, but I think Omkara.
All right. Last question. I asked a few people about what should I ask Kareena Kapoor. I said, please ask her what is she doing to keep herself fit and how does her skin glow?
Oh my God. Okay, keeping myself fit is like, it's actually the first 3 months of lockdown. I think it was really good because then, you're like really like fab and I'm going to work out at home and like I'm going to do my yoga. And the last 1 month has just been a little like rocky, but that's okay. That's also normal. And it goes through phases. So just the idea is that to just stay healthy as much as possible. And no skin tips as such. In fact, I'm not getting enough. I think so much important to get, air and sun. And I think all that also really matters, and, a glowing skin. So right now, I don't know how my skin is looking, but yeah, I'm trying to drink a lot of water.
All right. Thank you for your time. I'm going to go and drink lots of water and I'm going to save my month's salary and shop on the sale. Thank you.
I know. Thank you. See you soon.